Let's now look at custom fee schedules or contracted fee schedules. If you would like to keep separate reimbursement rates for your insurance fee schedules, you can set up custom fee schedule. So to do that, go under the setup and click on fee schedule. When you open the fee schedule screen, it defaults to the standard fee schedule. But if you have multiple fee schedules set up, you can always click on the drop down and choose a fee schedule that you want to modify. Firstly, let's look at a fee schedule that's already added here. So I click on this fee schedule and it has all these different codes that's also there on my standard fee schedule. But if I want to edit and change the price of a code, it's the same way as you do for a standard fee schedule. You just double click here and you can change the price of that code. Similarly, if you want to change the allowed amount, you can change the allowed amount. You would typically set up multiple custom fee schedules for allowed amount purposes to store allowed amount, which is you can have separate reimbursement rates based on your contract setup. So this is what you would change for your contracted or custom fee schedule. Now, if you want to change or insurances or add new insurances to an existing contracted fee schedule, you can click on the edit option here, which is the edit fee schedule, and then you can add additional insurances to your fee schedule. So let's say if I got a couple more Aetnas that the same fee schedule needs to apply to, I can select that insurance. I can select any of the Aetna insurances or any insurance that I want this fee schedule to apply to. So once I've updated that, I can hit save to have that fee schedule updated. So there, the fee schedule is updated with those additional insurances. Now there's an important thing that you should know. How does a fee schedule really apply to a patient? And we'll be discussing that in just a moment. But before that, let's look at some of the other things that you would want to do on the fee schedule screen. As I showed you, you can modify the fee schedule. You can click on it, double click and change the price or change the allowed amount. Similarly, you can also enter a start and end date. As in the standard fee schedule, always set the start date to a day, which is if you would be using this fee schedule and you would enter older date of services, make sure to always keep the start date with an older date, because if you keep it as a start date for today, if there's any date of service for previous to today, it would not come up on, or that codes will not come up on the chart screen for you to pick and choose. Now if you want to add a new fee schedule, a new contracted fee schedule, you can hit the new fee schedule option right here. So there's a create a custom fee schedule option. Click on that and you would get a screen to enter a new fee schedule. Now, when you're adding the new fee schedule, of course, there are these mandatory fields that you would need to fill in. Now, you do have the option to import the fee schedule from the selected fee schedule. You can, if you have standard fee schedule or another fee schedule that you want the codes to be imported from, you just pick the fee schedule that is set up, which is already set up in the fee schedule list, and then you can just pick that and you can just hit the import option to have that imported. Now the other option is you can also import an Excel from an Excel. So you can click on the import Excel and you would either have the option to download a sample file, which is a template which you could use for upload, or if you already have the file saved on your computer with the codes, amounts, which is the billed amounts and the reimbursement rates, you can select the file and hit the upload and have the fee schedule uploaded from the file. Now, similar to the insurance fee schedule, you also have an option to set up a cash fee schedule. So if you want to set up a separate cash fee schedule, you check this box to set up the cash fee schedule. There's also a service location option here. When you're setting up the fee schedule, you can choose a service location. So it shows you all the locations that are set up, and you can choose this location so that this fee schedule applies to the location. But please do note that this location setup does not work for manual charge entry. This field only works for charges that come over the interface. So once you have a fee schedule added, how does this fee schedule apply to a patient? So let's look at how that is. So once you have got the fee schedule added, you go to the patient screen and we'll open up the patient and we'll look at a patient here. So there is case in the patient has cases where the fee schedules get loaded to. So let me just open up this patient and explain to you. So when you add a fee schedule for to your setup, and the patient has that insurance which is added, the system creates a case for that patient. When the case is created, it looks for the fee schedule, whether there's any fee schedule that is added for that particular insurance. If there is, it uses that fee schedule for that case. So you can see that this insurance has this particular standard fee or custom fee schedule which is loaded for it. If there are multiple fee schedules for the same insurance, it would default the most recent fee schedule. But also, if you want to click and select from the drop down and choose another fee schedule, you can select that fee schedule. Now, what happens to patients that have already had a fee schedule selected on them, and then later on maybe you add a contracted fee schedule for them? So for patients who have already added a case that has added for that patient, you would have to add a new case for that patient for the new fee schedule to reflect. Or if the insurance was added to a fee schedule later, you would have to add a new case for that patient, because once a fee schedule is loaded on a case, the system, and if that case has been used for billing, the system does not generally allow you to change that fee schedule on that case. So you would have to go and set up a new case for that patient. And so when you set up the new case, the system looks to see at that time whether there is a fee schedule for the patient's insurance. And if it sees that there is a fee schedule, it goes and loads that fee schedule to the case. But if the fee schedule does not exist, then it automatically loads the standard fee schedule for that patient. So it's always important at times you might see that when you're entering charges, you might see that the code that you're trying to use or the amount that you're trying to have populate for that code is not the correct amount. So it's mostly because this fee schedule or the fee schedule that's on that case is a different fee schedule than what you're intending to use for that patient. So or that code maybe not be added to that fee schedule. So that typically is a reason that you may not see at times the code's not coming up on the chart screen. So if you don't see the code, you can go into this patient's case and look at what fee schedule the patient has and go to the fee schedule and make sure that either that code is there or the fee schedule that is being used is the one that you would want that patient to have. Now if you don't have that code in the fee schedule, go ahead and add the code, and then you can come back to the chart screen and bring up that patient, and you would be able to see that case for or that codes in that fee schedule. So that was about setting up the contracted fee schedule.